We're at Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine in Kyoto, Japan, one of the most visited places in the country. Keep this torii gate just in front of the two-story gate to the shrine that you see in mind. I'll tell you about it in a minute. Got to take a bow and walk on the left or right because the middle of a torii gate is for the gods to pass through. Now, the first buildings, to make this site sacred were in 711 Common Era, and apparently the Hata clan had established a sacred site here. Maybe by order of the Empress Genpei, perhaps. We'll figure that out and write it up for you. But one of the special things here is that usually you see a Koma Inu, lion dog, guard the outside of the shrine. But that's not a dog. That is actually a fox called Kitsune. And the foxes here, there are like hundreds and hundreds of statues of foxes here, probably even more. And they have something in their mouth, and frequently they have a key. And the idea is the key to the granaries where they had the rice, because Inari is the god of agriculture. And of course, in the 8th century, agriculture was hugely important. You got to feed your people. I mean, it is today, but back then, most people were farmers, right? So Inari became the god of agriculture, rice, sake, that kind of thing. Now, later on in the history, though, eventually business became important in Kyoto, and business people would actually buy smaller torii gates as a donation here, and, they would give a wish for prosperity. And so over time, over centuries, the tradition is, people buy these and hope for good luck for their business, and or prosperity, good health. Because in behind the shrine, they've got Senbon Dori, which means the 1,000 gates, or the 1,000 gate way, 1,000 gate road. There's like over 10,000 of them here, actually. So now that's the main shrine there. We can't get close with the camera. We can go and walk around, but we're not allowed to take photos. So I'm going to walk around it to be respectful. But the history of the place, over time, because the imperial family in the 900s laid patronage, they had 16 different shrines that were dedicated in Kyoto, and this was one of them. And so it led to become very popular in Kyoto and as well in Japan. Now the Inari sect of Shinto, it actually has like over 30,000 shrines in Japan, so it's actually the biggest in the country. And this is the headquarters of that sect of Shinto. So Inari shrines, this is the main one. This is the headquarters of it. So it's a pretty special place, one of the most visited in Japan. Recommend that you do come. Some of the buildings have been rebuilt because, in the Muromachi period in particular, there was war and buildings were burnt down, but the Japanese are resilient and they keep, rebuilding, right? So, yeah, this is Fushimi Inari. You should come. Oh, and by the way, that torii gate in the front, 1589, it was donated by Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the second of the 3 great unifiers of Japan, which is pretty important because he was important to Japanese unification, particularly during the Warring States period. Now I'm going to keep walking and let the video go a little bit. We'll give you more history when we do a write-up or something like that, but we'll give you another view of the buildings. And if you can see that large orangish red torii gate in the front, that's the one Toyotomi Hideyoshi donated. And just by way, the color, the orangish red, is actually supposed to protect you from evil. So that's why you see so much orange and red in a Shinto shrine. And so I already made a donation earlier because I can't take a video at the main shrine, which you can see just back there. You can also see in the middle too, the stage where they would have theater and events and things like that. Yeah, you got to get to Kyoto and come to Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. Way cool.